Okay, I'm Teresa Woolson.
Thank you.
I was born and raised right here in Oswego, New York. I went to Oswego school. I actually went to a Catholic school. I went to St. Mary's, so I was brought up Catholic. And I did not go to college. I went right into the workforce and right into a family, and I'll start by saying, being brought up Catholic, that meant to me fear of God. I was deathly afraid of God. I didn't know God at all. I knew the Bible, which was a history book to me, and I didn't like history. And that's how I was brought up. So after school, I didn't really get into church at all. So I raised my family, and I got a job, and I worked, and I raised my children. Two of my daughters have children. My oldest daughters have children, and then I got married a second time, and I had a son in 1993. I had my son, and so as things went along, I work for a nonprofit organization, and I do book work and loans. And I've always been extremely shy and introverted. So if you knew me back then, you would know I would never, ever be up here talking. I was just very shy. I had my little office job where I stayed in my office. I didn't speak to very many people. I was very shy. And come along about 2012, my son died. And what happened was, he was 19. He graduated Mexico High School. He had a Regents diploma, which was a very big struggle for him because he was not an honor student. He worked hard. He was in ROTC, so that's a leadership course. And he started college for criminal justice. He met some new friends who turned him on to some products that you can buy in the store called synthetic drugs. K2, Spice. And in July of 2012, not long after the products were banned in the store, I was trying to figure out what these products were because I saw the products and I saw that my son was using these products. So as a mom, it's like, what are these? Why are these in the store? What are they? Are they safe? And I'm finding out that they're not safe, and they're causing a lot of problems. So they were banned, and then a week later, my son found out that they're still in the store in Oswego. So he and a friend went down and bought them, and went to Flat Rock like they always did, and they smoked it, and he went out in the water and struggled, and he was pulled from the water on my birthday, and they couldn't save him. He was in the ER, he was in intensive care, they tried everything, and the synthetic drug was found to be XLR11, just one of many thousands of synthetic drugs that are out there now. And of course, that's a parent's worst nightmare, to lose your child, okay? And growing up, I lost a few people in my life. And back then, you don't talk about it, ever. So a lot of things I didn't know how to handle. But I did have a couple people that I know lost their children. Different ways, but I saw how they handled it. So I remembered that in the back of my mind when my son died. That I didn't want to fall apart and be drugged through the whole thing like I'd seen other people. So somehow, with the help of God, I was able to make it through a funeral for my son. And so that was really, really hard. What do you do when you lose a child? What do you do? I had no idea what to do. So I had a sister-in-law take me to a grief share class at their church. Grief share is a national term, and it's taught. It's a 13-week course that's all around the country. And I said, okay, I'll go, because I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of followed her along and went to this class. I didn't want nothing to do with God or talk about God, but it was a religious-centered class. So I went to it and I plugged along, and then I decided to try their church. This was the Vineyard in Lakeland. I don't know if anyone knows about the Vineyard in Lakeland, but I went there. I'd been going to grief share classes, but I'd never been to the service. And so I went there, and I was just simply blown away, because church to me was, all I had in my mind was Catholic church. And this was just so different, completely different, that it opened my eyes to what there could be. And of course I had the basis for God because I was brought up Catholic. I mean, I knew about heaven and hell, and I wanted to be good, and I didn't understand grace or anything. I mean, I just thought I couldn't be good enough because I didn't understand, and I was afraid. However, after going to the Vineyard Church and learning that there's other ways to be close to God and that I could actually have a relationship with God and Jesus, that was really, really enlightening to me. And it opened my heart up, I guess, to learning all about it. And I know that He gives me the strength to do everything I'm doing right now. I learned all about synthetic drugs. I had to learn about it. And all my I guess my several years before my son died was leading me up to doing what I do now on the side, which is educate about synthetic drugs. I was so shy and introverted, I don't know. It wasn't my own ability that made me go take some courses. I signed up for like Leadership Oswego County and some other leadership courses. I didn't really know at the time why. I was selling Avon, and I liked helping other people start their little Avon businesses. So I was kind of in a little leadership role then. And I learned a really lot about leadership, and it was still really hard for me though. But once my son died, I knew all about nonprofit organizations because I've been working at one for a long time, and I know about the structure of setting one up, so I knew that I could start my own nonprofit organization. And so I did. That's what I did. And in learning all about synthetic drugs and what they're doing to people, I've been able to educate a lot of people. I've been to Albany, I've been to Washington, I'm on a lot of committees now. I mean, that's my passion. If you want to talk about synthetic drugs, I can talk all day long about synthetic drugs and what they are and where they come from and why they're here and how come we can't stop them. And I know that every day, every single day, I wake up in the morning. Every single day, I praise God. Every single day, I learn more about God and why we're here and what we're doing here and how life works. And I know that everybody struggles. Everybody has problems. Death has touched them. But what do you do with that? And what I did was just, I took my passion for things and bring it out to help others. And with my nonprofit organization, I do a lot of things. That's what I do on the side. And I meet with a lot of people. I know a lot of people in the addiction world now. I know a lot of people in politics now. I know a lot of people. I have strangers come up to me and ask me things, and I can connect them. I connect all kinds of things. Just recently, I've had lawyers and law enforcement come to me and say, we have a huge problem right now. It's Molly. And it's not Molly, it's fake Molly. And it's all over, and it's harming everybody right now. So I called a meeting of all the stakeholders. SUNY people, county people, addiction people. And we're going to do something about it. We're going to educate the youth about Molly. It's not a cool party thing anymore. It's not even MDMA anymore, which is what Molly used to be. Used to be a drug called MDMA. There's little to no MDMA in Molly or ecstasy anymore. It's synthetic drugs, which are not regulated. They're research chemicals that are not regulated. They're just chemicals that people are putting together and causing all kinds of harm. And that's why the law enforcement can't stop it. Some of it's not even illegal, but it's causing all kinds of harm and death. The particular drug that killed my son in 2012, after research, after 3.5 years, it's now an illegal drug. But it was found to be a deadly chemical back in 2012. So I fight the laws. I fight Albany and Washington because this is crazy. But I don't get very far there because I'm not into politics too much, but my voice is there. Everybody knows who I am and what I stand for. And you've probably seen me on a TV commercial.
Yes.
And that's why I'm on the TV commercial, because I want everyone to know that synthetic drugs killed my son. And you've got to learn about it. You've got to know this. You've got to stay away from it. There are also, if you know somebody who's smoked synthetic drugs or took ecstasy or Molly a year ago, they may be having residual harm now. Flashbacks and all kinds. It's just really, really bad. It's causing all kinds of harm all over. And that's my passion. If you want to talk to me about synthetic drugs, that's my passion. And I know that God led me up to do what I do and gave me the strength to do it, because I know I couldn't do it without Him. But it's just so amazing, the little things that happen that you know is God. You know He's putting people next to me that I need, or a phone call, or something that, I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to learn this. And I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed that I can do what I do. Sometimes when I talk about it, I cry. Sometimes I don't. I talk to kids, and they say, how do you stand up there and not cry? And it's like, well, I want to get my message out. And sometimes I do cry. But I want the message out. And every time I talk, it's different. It depends on who I'm talking to. Or, I have a 10-minute video that tells my story. A lot of times I lead with that. That's on YouTube. It's on my website. It goes through the story of my son. And it was professionally done by Lakeside Media at SUNY Oswego. And it's a great video. It won awards for student film documentary, a national award in Las Vegas. So if you get a chance, you really should watch it. It's just 10 minutes. And I guess that's it. Any questions? I'd love to answer questions. Anybody have any questions about anything?
I do.
Yes.
When you say these things are research chemicals, what is the research about? It has gone into detail about what type of research?
They're just labeled as, they're classified as research chemicals, so they're not regulated at all.
But what I'm asking, somewhere there has to be some research going on for it to call it research chemicals.
They're available for research. I don't know that any research is happening. They're just not illegal, so they're classified as chemicals to be researched.
So the street is the research. That's something like.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
so
you're
it's
the guinea
research,
pig.
then-
You're the guinea pig if you try it.
Well, I'm
In other
not.
words,
I'm
in
not.
other words,
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know,
Okay.
really. I mean, they're available for anyone in the United States to get a hold of
Somewhere-
and do whatever research they want.
Somewhere in the lab, like somebody's making this. In fact, I mean, they're not gonna
Doesn't have to be a real lab. It can be a garage.
Well, somebody has to be talented. I mean, they have to have education in order to put these chemicals together that have this desired
A little bit,
effect.
I would say, a little bit.
I mean, I would say more than 2-year degree, probably 4, maybe a master's. I mean, you have to be a chemist.
A YouTube video.
Not really. No, you don't really, because
Oh,
you,
yeah, you're
if you
shaking
can,
big
if you
stuff.
order it from China, XLR11 was ordered from China. It was a white powder. It was mixed with some kind of liquid, sprayed on plant material, and packaged in those little K2 packages and spread all over the United States. There's another good video that shows this. It's called Merchant of Misery. That one is 20 minutes long, and it's also on my website. It shows exactly who manufactured the XLR11.
Right, so it came from a facility.
His garage.
Like, right, well, it was facilitated. So
Yep.
it had, like, okay, so what was his background? What, I mean, I've heard stories where the same guy switching the chemicals to make it because...
Well, this particular one just had a little smoke shop in Pensacola, Florida. And he had a big garage. Then he bought botanical material, spread it out, sprayed this stuff on it, and packaged it in the little packages.
Okay. That's probably one of
Unfortunately, there's not a real good answer to all this. That's why they can't crack down on it. And it's not illegal.
Well, it has to be derived from somewhere. I mean, it's not. I mean, if they can find Saddam, if they can find.
Yeah, they're trying to. They're trying
They can
to.
find out who's making this.
One of the new regulations that just passed is that the post office is going to have to crack down on things coming in from China. They didn't have to do that before now.
And just so, I just want to say that, let's hold any questions or comments till the end because we're recording this, okay?
Well, she asked.
No, that's fine, I'm just saying.
Oh, you have a recording?
Oh, I'm sorry, I have left because somebody fetched me.
Oh no, I'm at question time.
So,
Yes.
So you spent years getting that drug off the market that Victor had used. And now, but it sounds like they can come up with another one just the next day and put it right out there.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
the really sad part about it.
Yes. That's it. Yes. And they're-
How are these drug makers held responsible?
They're not.
Even if somebody dies from it?
Well, the two gentlemen that made the XLR11 that killed my son, they've had 3 trials. The trial in Las Vegas, where my son is named, is been postponed ever since. It keeps getting postponed. It's now going to be in February. They've been charged. They've been found guilty 3 times, and it's been thrown out. So now they have to start all over again with the trials. It's not something that's easily enforceable.
So are they in jail while this
They're
process?
not.
They're not even.
They're not. They were in jail for a short time. They're not
See,
anymore.
that's at least you would have something if they were in jail during this process. At least that would take time.
Some of them have been prosecuted, but very few. Very few.
That's what makes it so hard.
They're using a federal analog law, and there is a federal analog law, but it's very hard to use. That means if it looks like, acts like that drug, they can charge them with that drug, which is how they're getting some people, but it's just very, very hard. Very hard.
I'd like to know why they can't arrest people for selling fake drugs. They say it's not a charge.
Because the drug is not illegal. That's why.
Just have a vendor's license. You know what I mean? I don't know. There could be some sort of checks and balances.
In the stores, they got the store for a misdemeanor of pharmaceutical mislabeling because they had a mislabel on because they mislabeled the drug that killed my son. So if it's in a store, yeah, if it's in a store, they can prosecute, but it's just a misdemeanor. It's not. They're willing to get a misdemeanor when they're making millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, when I was living in Utica, like, that, K2 was real big. There was this actually one store that got busted real bad. And I used to dab with it. I'm not proud of it, but I used to get it from there. But then eventually they raided it, and the dude went like to federal prison for a long time. He's still in there, and it's crazy, you know. But the first time I did it was when I was in prison, and then
Some of the store owners, actual store owners, have been charged properly. Some of them. Tabs, I think, in Syracuse. That was a big one. They were manufacturing and distributing them.
yeah,
These aren't mom and pop stores. These are like
Yeah.
these are big franchises.
they're from like
Yeah.
other countries. You know they're not American. Americans is like their second language, or
Right.
third or fourth probably.
Yeah.
That's give you an indication of who's doing what.
Any other questions?
So like meth would be considered a non-synthetic drug, and that's why we can prosecute more for like a meth lab?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because meth is a Schedule 1 drug that's illegal. Any other questions? Now, as my nonprofit, I put on 2 events per year. The Safe Fair is in August or April, and then I have a walk coming up in October. It's the Addiction Awareness Walk. It's the 3rd annual Addiction Awareness Walk. However, this year we're adding the first ever sober celebration. We're going to have a band and dancing. We're going to celebrate being sober. And there will be speakers and Narcan training, and it's free, and I'll bring some posters in. Any other questions about anything?
Is it like a 5K walk or?
It's not a 5K.
Not like you-
I didn't have 10,000 to do a 5K. That's the minimum to do a 5K.
Really? Did you guys shut down the intersections and stuff?
I don't know, but that's what I was told. No, we're just gonna walk around downtown. We're gonna walk from the conference center around downtown, around the bridges, carrying Stop the Stigma signs.
Oh, that's cool.
You walk on the sidewalks, that's what we do
Yes.
for the prodigals, we don't have any issues.
Yes, sidewalks. We're gonna do the sidewalks.
Isn't that coming up like next week, right?
Yeah.
Yes, October 13th. Yes, just a couple weeks away. There is. They're $10. Yep. Anything else? Anybody?
Anything else you want to add to it?
Thank you very much for inviting me here. I know you've invited me many times, and I finally made it.
You made it
I
when
knew
you were
I would make it one of these times.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.